Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. Today we're doing a new segment called The Quick Flip. Last week I didn't do one because of the July 4th holiday. Happy 242nd birthday, America. Now I'm back in gear, so let's get right into it. First up, rest in peace to Steve Ditko. He recently died at the age of 90 years old. If you don't know him, he's both the creator of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. That's quite a resume. Stan Lee's style has always been the self-promoting loud circus barker, whereas Steve Ditko was more shy and reserved, and he didn't even do interviews. But Steve's role was underrated. He is a titan in the comic book industry. And now a moment of silence. And now back to our original lead story. Is this Dark Phoenix movie from Fox actually going to happen or not? It's been pushed back from its 2018 release to February of 2019. There's been all types of rumors surrounding this upcoming film. One of the rumors is that the Fox executives were not happy with the third act of the movie and they ordered a whole bunch of reshoots, which is pushing the movie back to 2019. The other rumor is that Disney is definitely going to buy out Fox, and they've asked Fox to push back New Mutants and the Dark Phoenix permanently. This is a conspiracy theory that I don't know if it's true or not, and I'm not a lawyer, but I think this would be illegal. Would it be considered tampering? I don't know. What do you think? Speak up in the comment section. This is a pretty big deal to me because the Dark Phoenix saga is probably my favorite storyline in comic book history. We're first introduced to Jean Grey, aka Marvel Girl, way back in 1963 in X-Men #1. It was a reflection of its time, being that she was the weakest member of the group. But by the time we get to the 1970s, she's upgraded to the Phoenix for the first time in X-Men 101. And instead of being the weakest member, she turns out to be the most powerful member of the group with the Phoenix Force. But over this 3-year storyline, it turns her evil, and she goes full-on Dark Phoenix in issue number 135. And the storyline ends in issue 137 with her death, in quotations, and her throwback Marvel Girl uniform. All of the young rebooted X-Men from Apocalypse are reprising their role, including Sophie Turner, who's playing Jean Grey. So what do you think? Do you think that Fox is pushing back the movie so they can make it better? Or do you believe the conspiracy theory that Disney is pulling the strings behind the scenes? Remember, Disney has not bought Fox yet. They're just the highest bidder over Comcast, who has the right to counter Disney's $71 billion offer if they want to. So this chess game is far from over with. So you know what's next. Next up is the speculation pick of the week. First up, a recap since I didn't do a video last week. The pick of the week for July 4th, 2018 was the Cosmic Ghost Rider #1 from Marvel Comics. This character made his first appearance in the ongoing Thanos title. Marvel is riding high with the mashup characters in the horror genre such as Weapon H and the Red Goblin. Hey, they're selling and they've all been very popular, so expect more stuff like this to come down the pipeline. The runner-up for July 4th was Catwoman #1 from DC Comics. And this is the debut of Joelle Jones taking over as both writer and artist for Catwoman. Joelle made a name for herself as the co-creator and artist of Lady Killer at Dark Horse Comics back in 2015. In 2016, she took over as writer and artist of this title for Dark Horse. It's very rare for a person to be both artist and writer on a big 2 project. It's even more rare for a female creator to get this type of responsibility on such a high-profile character. See the link in the description to see more of Joelle's work. The honorable mention goes to Batman #50. This is part of that ongoing storyline in which Catwoman and Batman are supposed to be getting married. In the wrong hands, this could come off as very gimmicky, but Tom King is the writer on this, so he's handling it very well. That brings us to our current pick of the week for July the 11th, 2018. And that's going to be The Amazing Spider-Man #1 from Marvel Comics in its latest reboot. Yes, the price tag is going to be $6, and yes, the print run is going to be very high, and yes, there's going to be a trillion variants. However, Marvel is promising back to basics with Spider-Man. And they're promising a new roommate, a new love interest, and a new villain. All that adds up to a good long-term hold. The live-action movie universe is in good shape, and that's going to help the comic out because you're going to have casual viewers that won't have a good place to start in terms of the comic. If you haven't noticed, the new incarnation of Electro is a woman. I like this version better. It seems a little less campy than the Max Dillon version, even though the costume was about the same. The runner-up of the week is going to be Farmhand #1 from Image Comics. This is from Rob Guillory, the co-creator and artist of the Eisner winner Chew. And like Chew, the material presented here is going to be offbeat as well. This is the story of a farmer who doesn't grow crops, but he grows human organs that are plug and play. You need a new liver? No problem. They'll grow one for you. Cut your finger off, you need a replacement? We got just a thing. I think retailers are going to under order this because it looks so goofy looking, but it could be a surprise hit and there won't be any copies around once the buzz gets out on the street about it. Also look out for Superman #1, which is also being rebooted. This is going to be the Brian Michael Bendis take on the Man of Steel. He's a big name writer that defected from Marvel over to DC in an exclusive deal. And there's going to be a variant drawn by Adam Hughes, who's probably one of the biggest names in art in comics right now. I did a video about him and his awesomeness, link in the description. Next up, I'm continuing Over Under. This is the segment where I pick one book I think is overvalued on the back issue market and another book that I think is undervalued in the back issue market. I'm picking out 9.8 officially graded by CGC or CBS. First, the over, which is going to be Werewolf by Night number 32 from 1975. This is the first appearance of Moon Knight, and at 9.8 is valued at $15,550. Whoa, you have to be kidding with that number. That's too high, way too high. And first of all, let me say I do like the Moon Knight character. I think it would be an excellent Netflix series so we can get inside the head of Mark Spector to see what makes him tick. But come on now, this book has been overvalued for years. And I get it, Werewolf by Night was a very low print run title at the time. So there's a certain amount of rarity to this, especially in higher grade. But let's be real, Moon Knight is a C-list character. Let's compare this to The Amazing Spider-Man number 129, which is the first appearance of the Punisher, which is valued at $11,000 and 9.8. So you're telling me the first appearance of Moon Knight costs more than the first appearance of the Punisher? Moon Knight C-list character, Punisher A-list character. I'm not buying that disparity, and neither should you. Moon Knight's first appearance should go for about $7 grand, I think. There are much better things you can get for 15 grand. The undervalued book of the week is going to be X-Men number 221 from 1987, which is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, and it's valued at 9.8 at a bargain at $180. Seriously, that's it? You were expecting more, wouldn't you? Before he was known as Mr. Sinister, he was known as Nathaniel Essex, and he's known as one of the X-Men's most notorious villains. And I just love the design on this character, don't you? Once again, it's Fox that owns all the mutants and their whole rogues gallery, and they don't seem like they know what they want to do with this character. We got Easter eggs of Nathaniel Essex in both Apocalypse and Deadpool 2, but we still haven't got full-blown Mr. Sinister. This is just another reason where all the characters at Fox need to go back to Marvel so they can do something with them and do it right. Eventually, this character is going to show up in the movie and the prices are going to jump then, but you can go ahead and get on the ground floor now for just $180. That's nothing. Pick this up and put it away. And hopefully it'll be a MCU Mr. Sinister, which would make this book, instead of $180, more like $750. You know the drill. Subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it on social media so others can learn about Comic Power. Once again, thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. It only gets better from here.